Hello, all of you. I hope all are you doing well. So today we will start with the email security. So it is the application layer security. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about the transport layer security, that is transport layer security and SSL. Okay, secure cell security. Now in this lecture, we are going to learn the application layer security, and in that we are going to learn the email security. So the first question in your mind it arises that why the email security is needed. So I hope you understand exactly what is the meaning of email security, because if whenever you are sending the email to your friend or any other person, then that mail should be only read by your person, those who have add into the receiver, right? So no other can hack or no other intruder can see that mail. For that purpose, the email security is highly important, and that we are going to study in this lecture how the exactly the security is provided in between the transmission as well as the receiver and transmission side. So let's start. So the email security. So email security is defined with the issues of unauthorized access and inspection of electronic mail. This unauthorized access can happen while an email is in a transit, as well as when it is stored or email servers. Okay, so when this email security is exactly needed, whenever you are transmitting the data or it is in a process of transmission, at that time there is needed, or the email security is needed at that time. Okay, so that is one of the scenario. Now which is the another scenario? When your email is stored at the server, that is a mail server. Suppose you have the email id of Google, that is gmail.com. So there is a one server at Gmail server or Google server that store all your mails on that server. Whenever you log in your email on a Gmail, and when you open your inbox, so you will get every attachment and all the things as it is on the same position. How it can be possible? Because all your data is saved on your server. So it is also possible that someone can hack your server also. So it should not happen. So for that purpose, that email server security is also needed. Now, email has to go from many untrusted servers to reach to its destination, and one can intercept or modify it to harm the sender or to make some profit. So this is very absolutely the mail email security is needed, because sometime what happen, whenever you are sending a mail or to a particular person, so at that time it will go from the multiple servers. Okay, because or might be you don't know that servers are trusted or untrusted. So suppose those servers are trusted, then it is good. Otherwise, if those servers are untrusted, then it is not good for the sender and the receiver, because your information or your data can be hacked by someone else, and he can make so much profit from your data or information as well. Okay, so might be that information is about your transaction details. Sometimes that is some security related data from the army, okay, or air force or anything, or some scientific data. That data should not be hacked. So this email security is highly important. Now CIA for email. Now what is this CIA? So CIA is nothing but C stand for confidentiality, I stand for integrity, and F stand for availability. Okay, so we'll discuss first confidentiality. So your email should be only viewed by the person it is intended to. Suppose I want to send this email to my friend, so that mail should be reached to that my friend. It should not be reached to any other else. So that is called as a confidentiality. Means I want to send the email particular person, and it has to be reached. Another is integrity. Now the original content should be received by the receiver. Suppose I send hi message, okay, to my friend, and it should be sent, or I can say it must be sent hi to my friend. So there should not be even hello, okay, so it is not accepted. Okay, so whenever you are sending the hi, then your my friend should reach the hi message. Okay, so there should not be any change in between the communication from my PC to my friend's PC. There should not be any change in the my message during the communication. That is called as a integrity. So original content should be rich. And the third one is availability. A receiver should be able to access the mail anytime he requires. Okay, so this is very important, availability. Suppose you are going to the school or your college from morning 10 to evening 5, so you are available in the college only for 10 to 5. Okay, but this is not possible, or this is not a good practice in the email, because whenever there should not be a very any defined time that you can only send the mails in that defined time. So it is running for 24 by 7. So it is not like that now it is 8 o'clock and then you will not evening 8 o'clock and then you will not send the mails. Okay, so this is not be accepted. So availability means a receiver should access the mail anytime. Whenever you are going to log in your Gmail, it can be login. So it should not say, yeah, it will be closed from morning evening 8 to morning 6. Okay, so these things are not accepted. So it is available to all the time. Now step 2, secures our mail. So now there are few steps how to secure your mails. So first is secures security at the sender side, security at the receiver side, and third is secure in the transmission of emails. So this is very uh, basic groups that we have made here. So there are three groups, or we can say the three possibilities or steps to secure your mail. First, that is the sender side. Okay, so I'm sending the mail, so that mail should be securely I will send during the communication. So it should be securely communicated, and at the receiver side it is also open in the secure manner. So this is three steps. These are very important during the communication of the or steps of the secure our emails. Now first we'll see security at the sender side. So what kind of precautions we have taken while security while at the sending side? So it can be implemented by non-technical person. Okay, it can be implemented by non-technical person. Use incognito mode while sending the mails, and avoid using the public computers. Okay, so you can perform these three things, then you can be send your mail securely. So first is what can be implemented by non-technical persons, and use incognito mode, okay, that is available in the mails, and avoid using the public computers. So no shouldn't there should not access, or no there should not be a login into the public computers or the internet cafes. These are available, so you can log in or always your Gmail in your own computer or own PCs or own laptops, right? Now security at the receiver side, avoid downloading attachment from the unknown sender. So this is highly important. So sometimes these are the virus, or sometimes these are the hackers. They are sending some files, and whenever you download it, it get installed in your PC, and then that hacker can access your all the information or piece information in the mail. Then he can come to know. So avoid, if you don't know that person is not from your list, contact list, so avoid downloading the attachment. Check email header to verify identity of a sender. Okay, so most of the time, so many fake mails there should be you can receive, and at that time what happen, they are writing very attractive headers. Okay, so subjects like you own 1 crore, you own 1 lakh. Okay, so you can avoid such a mails. So for that purpose, so check email headers. okay, to verify, identify the sender. So that sender is a trusted or not, that can be checked by using the email headers. Now, secure transmission of email. So this is highly important in our discussion of email security. So these are the main things that we are going to learn in this slides. So PGP, so it is a pretty good privacy, and another is S/MIME, that is a secure multipurpose internet mail extension. Okay, secure and multipurpose internet mail extension. Okay, so now we will discuss how what is this exactly pretty good service and SMIME. So PGP first, so it is a pretty good service. So PGP provide a confidentiality and authentication service that can be used for electronics mail and file storage application. Okay, so what it can provide? It provide the confidentiality as well as the authentication of the service. It also used to for the electronics mail and file storage application. Now available free worldwide. So this pretty good service or PGP is available worldwide freely and based on extremely secure algorithm. So it has based on a very secure algorithm and not developed by government organization. They are not developed by the government organization. Okay, so they are private. So this is the PGP. Now what kind of service this PGP will provide? So first is authentication. Okay, so our data is authenticated, or this person or email sender or receiver are authenticated. Then confidentiality, so whatever the data you are sending, that should be a confidential, or whenever whom you are sending the data, that is also secure. Then compression, so data must be compressed. Email compatibility and segmentation. Okay, segmentation means so you can send the data in a segment part. Okay, so these are the PGP services. Now we'll see first the PGP authentication here. So you can see here sender message. So the message sender is sending the message to hello everyone. Okay, now this message is sent over the communication channel. Okay, so first it can convert it to hash code. Okay, it can convert it to hash code and it is generated like this, and it is sent or it is given to the communication channel. Now so there will be two messages. First is hello everyone and another is converted in a hash code. Now that is encrypted with the RSA algorithm. Okay, so that message is encrypted with the RSA algorithm. So that is one of the algorithm that can convert, or you can say that is a secure algorithm. Now you can see that code is converted, or that word is converted, or message converted in some other characters. Okay, so that is nothing but your encrypted data. Now this encrypted data is sent to the destination. So while reaching the destination, the data is also need to be decrypted. So this come to the destination side. So what happened at the destination side? The message get decrypted. Okay, when this message get decrypted, so what is your original message? This is your original message and this is your original message. So this is hello everyone and converted to hash code. So you can receive both. So you can receive both the messages hello everyone and hash code converted. Now what happened? Then this hash code converted message, which is given as it is to the destination, but hello everyone is converted into the hash code. Now there should be both the message should be same. Okay, so there should not be a change in the message. So that is called as the authentication of the message. Means your data or your message should be authenticated and it can be a real message, okay, or true message that has been received. Okay, now PGP confidentiality. So same here, we are sending again the hello message, okay, from the sender side, and it is encrypted with the session key. So what is meant by session key? So this key is only available for a particular session. Only that is available in that session. If session is closed, that key cannot be used. So that data or this message is encrypted with the session key. So this is what the session key, and after that's encrypted by the sender's public key. Okay, again then there is one public key. So what is the meaning of public key? The public key means that key is known to all receivers as well as senders. Okay, someone else, third person is coming into that, so he don't know the public key. Only receiver side and the sender side knows the public key. Okay, so that data is encrypted with the sender's public key and it's sent to the destination. Okay, it is sent to the destination address. Now what happened at the destination? That data is received, and now the data is not original. This is the encrypted data, okay, at the receiver side. So it need to be decrypted. So it is decrypted by using the private key. Okay, again that is decrypted by using the session key, and it is received at the receiver side. Okay, so sender message is same, is received at the receiver side. So that is called as a confidentiality. Okay, now compression. The compression of the data before encrypting. So the data is compressed before encrypted. So after encryption, the data should not be compressed. Okay, the compression is done after signing, so locking with the session key. Okay, so use the zip compression algorithm. So whatever the data we are going to zip and then we will send it. So this is the data. So this data is getting the lock with the session key, and after applying the session key, then we will compress that data. Okay, and after compression we can encrypt and sender with the public key. Okay, we are going to encrypt that data with the public key. So this is how the compression can be happen in a PGP. Now, email compatibility. So binary data is obtained after applying the PGP and converted to ASCII to able to send over a email. Okay, so first what we are going to do? So binary data is obtained after applying the PGP and that is converted into the ASCII. Okay, and use a radix 64 algorithm for the conversion. So for compatibility conversion, we are using the radix 64 algorithm. So PGP provides a big emails in a smaller size just before sending. That is called as a segmentation. So segmentation is very simple definition. So we are converting the bigger mail in a small partitions, and that we are sending. Okay, so that is called as a segmentation. Now we are come to the SMIME, that is Secure Multipurpose Internet Mail Extension. Okay, it is a standard for exchanging the secure mail with the help of encryption. Previously, mails were supposed to carry the text only. So, only at the starting phase, the mails are only transferring or only sending the text. But now you can see you can send the music, okay, audio files, video files, or some attachment documents file. Okay, so you can send over the mail. Now SMIME provides support for varying content. So supported by major email programs like Outlook and Netscape. So here sign mail. So in sign mail, so there is a hello world. Okay, it is sent over the MIM message and it can be a receive. After hash function, okay, it is converted into the hash function and encrypted using the private key. Okay, now this will be the data. So this data should not be a readable because it is encrypted with the private key. Now it is sent over the communication channel and it is sent over the receiver side. At the receiver side, your data is get encrypted. Okay, now whenever your data is get encrypted, that is compared over here, and the data is came from your directly hello world and it is converted into the hash function. If both the hash functions are same, okay, because this is received function is a, or a decrypted function will be the hash function here, and this hash function and this hash function should be equal, then your data should be correct. Okay, so this is how you can come to know your data should be a correct data. Now encrypted mail, so how the encrypted mail should be sent. So here a sender side, at the sender side your data is encrypted with the public key. Okay, your data is encrypted with the public key and it is sent over the communication. Now at the receiver side what happened, so your data is received, your received data is encrypted, and that encrypted data is get again decrypted at the receiver side using the same public key. Okay, and you are decrypted using again a private key. Okay, so that data is encrypted with the decrypted with the private key. Similarly here the hello word that is encrypted using the session key, that is sent over the communication. At the receiver side again your message is received, that again get decrypted with the session key and you will receive your original hello word. Okay, so likewise the communication or encrypted mail can be sent over the internet. So now what are the functions of MIME or SMIME? So envelope data. So envelope data means encrypted content and associated keys. So your data contain the your encrypted information as well as which keys you are using, that keys associated key can be sent into the envelope data. Signed data. So signed data is sending the encoded message plus sign digest. Then third, clear sign data. So it clear text message plus encoded sign digest can be sent. And sign and envelope data. So nesting of sign and encrypted entities. So this can be functions of MIME. Okay, so this is uh, about the email security, how the email can be secure and it is can be transmitted over the transmitter communication, and what kind of precautions should be taken at the receiver side and the sender side and the receiver side. So okay, so thank you very much for today's lecture. If you have any doubts or any issues, you can simply message me or call me. Okay, so thank you very much for today's lecture.